Welcome to the War Room. This is Bedrock. I'll be doing a Darth Mod Ultimate Commander. This is the Platinum 8 Beta version 4.1. I'll be playing as Great Britain with a focus on colonial conquest. So there's some strategies that we'll begin to do. And so if you've never played this before, or even if you've played it before, maybe this will give you a couple tips, a couple tricks, maybe things you haven't seen. And so let's just take a look real quick at our basic setup. So with this campaign setup, we have the English Islands, Scotland, Wales, things like that. We have Rupert's Land. We have some of the Jamaica, Bahamas are all in our control, as well as if we go to India, it does allow us to have Bengal. Our focus will be on the 13 colonies, making them a part of England. That's where we're going to make a lot of our, give us an extra power to overcome the rest of Europe and India eventually. Even though you can begin to invest in India, it's not really a good idea at the beginning. The reason for that is that all your investment goes away because the Mughal Empire oftentimes can overwhelm you unless you really put a lot of focus on India, which we're not going to do. Another strategy and tactic, because I'm very much into developing the early economy, I think it's an easy way to a success. We're going to look at making a war college, and I'll explain that. Just so you know, for this Let's Play series, any combat with a 75% or higher overwhelming force is probably be auto-resolved, especially when it comes to the navies. I will be fighting the critical battles and the main battles, so you'll be able to see some tactics on the battlefield as well. Our colonial strategy is to attack the pirates. They always come and raid the ports. You can see he's already set up to do that. They always come to try to raid the port, and so what our goal is going to be is to get them from strangling, not to strangle our economy. And so we're going to have to be very vigilant about our fleet and getting them very quickly into a position to overwhelm the pirates, and so that will also be a focus. So let's take a look at the beginning way to start this. As I said before, I am going to create a war college. Here is this church school, and we actually do not need this as far as I'm concerned. We've already have a good economy. They don't need to be evangelized anymore. And there's already a priest in Rupert's Land that will go ahead and help us in our strategy to take the colonies. And so first thing that I want to do is raise this building. Amen. And we'll get that going here. So let's go back. We're going to take our gentleman. Sir Isaac Newton is already in Cambridge. That's our gentleman that's there. So if we look at our research, there we are, and that's Sir Isaac Newton. First thing we want to do is initially we want to go in and get the common land enclosures to get the boost in economy that farming will get us, especially when it comes to trade. Any new ports that develop, we want to turn into trading ports. So what we'll do is we'll begin with the combining of the Navy.
Ready and waiting. Set sail. Your orders, Your Majesty.
And we'll be combining all of our armies.
Forward.
And we're going to very quickly build a very large army. So let's go in and look at our diplomacy, because we're going to begin generating income. We're already allies, but we want to go ahead and try to get a trade. Usually Austria is really good about agreeing. There we go. Let's go ahead and take a look and see if we can get the Mughal Empire. Okay, so we'll trade with them. Now, the Maratha Confederacy, what I do here is I request a trade agreement. I agree to give them Bengal, and I have them pay me 15,000 gold. There we go. And they've accepted it. So that's greatly increased our wealth. It's gotten us out of India until we choose to go there. We're going to go now to Sweden, who is friendly. Now, when you sell Rupert's Land, you have armies there. If you sell it to an ally, your armies will stay there because of military access. Best thing to do, find a country that's friendly. somebody that doesn't have much of an expression in the Americas, such as Sweden. And what we're going to do is the same thing. We are going to give them Rupert's Land. And we're going to request 15,000 for payment. There we are. And so our armies have moved. As you can see, our army has moved now, where we can use it later on. While we're here, let's combine this army, our navy.
Ship's orders.
We're going to place this navy right away outside this port.
Ship's orders received.
And as you can see, we now have 67,500
Awaiting
gold.
further orders.
And so what we're going to do is on our naval recruitment, we're going to build a sloop. Actually, over here for the first turn, we're going to go with a 5th rate. Takes 2 turns, but he'll be needed. This one over here, we'll go ahead and build a sloop. As far as the recruitment goes, I'll use my free slots to get the 1-turn build. We want to start adding militia. And we have so much money, we're going to upgrade everything on this first turn that we possibly can. I don't usually build walls and defenses. I'd rather fight with armies. And we're going to go with the infrastructure. I believe this one, infrastructure, needs to be refixed. Okay. And same here. I don't create pikemen, and I rarely use the ones that I already have. That's just something. Now, Edinburgh in Scotland can give you cavalry right away. Definitely want to build everything except the walls. The AI, so far as I've determined, has not invaded England, or will not invade England at the early part of the game. So we have a great opportunity here, and we're looking good there. Now let's go ahead and just double check all of our farms. And I just like to go through and rotate until I come back to the farm. Okay, so we have coffee, I believe, coffee and sugar. And according to the trade, coffee's trading at 9, sugar's trading at 14. So we want to go ahead and build a sugar plantation. And I think we have reached, there we go, there's a little farm there. Get our factories advancing. So I'm back to where we started. Right there. Okay, so that's looking good. I've got a ship with a decent sized navy. I have a couple of admirals. What we're going to do now is we're going to create maximum build on sloops. So this is going to be a build over a process of about 7 or 8 turns. We'll just go 8. I'm going to build 2 4th rates, 2 5th rates, 2 6th rates, and 2 brigs. That's going to be my combat fleet. And so we're going to build up to 8 sloops. And they're going to come out in waves. So this is something that you just got to remember each turn. We're going to send these guys to the different trade locations. And so I always park my rake for when France declares war. I usually send them over to begin to cause problems. So we've got everything maxed out right now. I still have 12,000 gold left. We can use that to build additional upgrades and things. I'm going to double check my research one more time, make sure we're good there. Okay, now back to diplomacy. Let's make sure we haven't forgotten any trading that can be done. I don't believe I have an available trade port yet. Alright, so this is the way to start off turn 1 to get maximum income, maximum build. We're going to build up a quick army. We're going to move them into the Americas to take out the pirates. That ultimately is going to be our goal. Okay, they do request military alliances a lot. I avoid those at the beginning of the game because it'll get you into a war a lot quicker with some of the other nations. Again, everyone's trying to get you on their side, and as soon as you become an ally, they attack somebody. And so we're not going to get involved in Europe We want to avoid as much tension as possible until we get the colonies under our control. Again, you're looking at, they want the alliance. There's a lot of wars declared at the initial part of the game. Right now, we're only at war with the Barbary Coast and with the pirates. We've got a lot of trade partners. We do have some allies already set up at the beginning that will keep and will possibly join the war if necessary. However, at this time, on the first turn especially, try not to get involved too much into the European and Indian politics. Now, this is a battle you can't avoid and you actually need to get into. The Iroquois Confederacy has declared war on the 13 colonies, and we're going to go ahead and go along with that. So we're going to enter the war on the side of the colonies. Again, just avoid all. They'll still trade with you usually, but if you start getting into a lot of alliances, they'll break trades, and you'll lose a lot of money that you can be building at the beginning of the game. And here come the pirates. Okay, so this is the main mission issue that we're going to be dealing with as a nation. Is we're going to take Georgia, the Cherokee Territory, and New France. These countries are in the colonies, and they're very once we focus on them to take them, they're not that difficult to go after. So Prussia, Poland, Lithuania, so we'd be at war with both of those, or we'd have to choose one over the other. Our recruitment is going nicely, and so we're going to move. Do I have any armies? Think I forgot to build armies in my city in London, and so we're going to go back here. We're going to build a couple more cavalry. Definitely want to do a lot more building here. I missed a turn already. And so I like the line infantry, the redcoats. They're very dependable, very reliable. And we're going to start throwing, I want at least 4 sets of cannon. So it's going to take a while to get them. And then, of course, we will build our infantry after that. We're going to continue to build our army. One more turn, we're just going to let the fleets begin to build there. Infrastructure is critical, and so we're going to go double check and see. Looks like I forgot to, I had forgotten to do anything in London, which is a surprise there. I'm normally not that absent-minded. Okay, so we're going to be rebuilding our school. Now this is going to become a war college. We want to build observatories, royal observatories, to generate as many gentlemen as possible. And what that's going to allow us to do is that's going to give us a very large army that we're going to be able to take to the main territories. Our income is only going to be 4570. A lot of that's going to be upkeep as we're generating ships until we can get them to trade zones. So our income is going to dwindle as we go. I like to leave the taxes kind of where they're at. We will raise it on the nobility to a higher level. Always check, we have 8 elections. 8 turns, and so we're looking. See, this dude's actually hurting us, and so we're going to boot him right away. There's a man that's 0. Can I boot him? Not till next turn. Okay, so we're going to have to come back and do some more checking. Everybody else looks good except these 2, so we'll come back and look at them a little bit later. 2 more turns for our research. And once again, we advance the turn.